Hello friends, so how are you all? Once again, welcome back to our channel. In The Flash, so far we have seen how a man in a yellow suit took Barry's mother's life, and Joe was also threatened by him to kill Iris, and at the same time we saw Ronnie, who has now become a meta-human. Let's quickly move on to the next episode, which is episode 9.
My name is Barry Allen, and I am the fastest man alive. When I was a child, I saw my mother killed by something impossible. My father went to prison for her murder. Then an accident made me the impossible. To the outside world, I'm an ordinary forensic scientist. But secretly, with the help of my friends at Star Labs, I fight crime and find other metahumans like me. And one day I will find who killed my mother and get justice for my father. I am the Flash.
In the very first scene, we see Barry chasing the man in the yellow suit. And now, the story takes us back to one day before this event when Joe, Iris, and Barry are preparing for the upcoming Christmas, but Iris can't wait for Christmas and asks Barry for her Christmas gift. And Barry gives her a gift which is a replica of Iris's mother's ring, newly launched in the market, placed in a chain. That ring, which had been lost since their childhood and for which Iris had cried for days. And now comes who praises the gift given by Barry. And now in Star Labs, Barry also brings Christmas gifts for his team members. But Dr. Harrison's mood is a bit off today, and now we see Iris and Eddie in the cafe. When Eddie proposes to Iris for marriage, and Iris agrees to it, then Caitlin feels like someone is following her, and upon following them, she finds out that person is Ronnie. But seeing Ronnie in his new avatar, Caitlin gets scared, hides, and then Ronnie leaves from there. In the Mercury Labs, the man in the yellow suit arrives and kills 2 guards present there, searching for something that he does not find, and then leaves. And now, at the crime scene, Joe, Eddie, and Barry arrive for investigation. So, the scientist present there during the incident last night tells them that he also saw a man in a suit running very fast here and there. Upon which, Barry says, that's the person who killed my mom, and this time, I will definitely catch him. Joe says, yes, I know it's the same person. For several days, this man in the yellow suit has been in Central City, and moreover, he has stolen the evidence regarding your mother's murder and left after threatening me about Iris. And this was the reason why I had hidden such a big thing from you. And hearing these things now, Barry and Joe head to Star Labs to unravel all these mysteries, on which Dr. Harrison informs them about the Mercury Labs, which is owned by Dr. Christina McGee and was once a competitor of Star Labs. So now Dr. Harrison suspects that the man in the yellow suit came to Mercury Labs to steal a device with tachyon particle technology. So friends, this tachyon device, which was being used by Dr. McGee for work related to time travel in the future. Meanwhile, Dr. Harrison tells his team that if we want to catch the man in the yellow suit, we need to lay a trap for him. First, we have to meet Dr. McGee and ask for her tachyon device to lure the man in the yellow suit to us, after which we can easily catch him. However, Dr. McGee refuses to give her tachyon device to Dr. Harrison and Barry. Then we see Caitlin, who goes to the cafe to meet Iris and asks her about her last post, which Iris had posted. It was an article that Iris received from one of her followers, which we saw in the last episode, where it was shown that Iris received an article that led to the discovery of a man whose hands and head can emit fire. Through this post, Caitlin wanted to find Ronnie, so Iris tells Caitlin, I don't know why Barry has been acting differently these past few days. It feels like he's hiding something from me. Is there something that you know and I don't? Ignoring what Iris said, Caitlin leaves from there, and now Caitlin returns to Star Labs and shares the news of Ronnie being alive with Cisco. Initially, he does not believe it, but despite that, he agrees to help Caitlin in searching for Ronnie. And now we see Barry, who is reminiscing about the incident that occurred 14 years ago. The man in the yellow suit had taken the life of Nora, Barry's mother, but Nora's murder case resulted in Henry, Barry's father, being sentenced to life imprisonment. And now the story moves to the present, where Iris comes and tells Barry that Eddie has proposed to her for marriage and she has accepted. Hearing this, Barry feels hurt that Iris and Eddie are together. Then, Barry's attention is caught by the building opposite, where the man in the yellow suit stands looking at Barry, and as soon as Barry notices him, he starts running away in the yellow suit and Barry chases after him. And this is the same scene, friends, that we saw at the beginning of the episode, where Barry is chasing the man in the yellow suit, and now in between, the man in the yellow suit stops to talk to Barry, saying, "We both know each other very well, and we have been fighting for centuries, and you always lose because I am much faster than you. You can never catch me." So here, the man in the yellow suit is undoubtedly much faster than Barry, where a fight ensues and Barry gets injured, and the man in the yellow suit escapes. After which, Barry returns to Star Labs and recounts his ordeal to his team. Upon hearing this, Dr. Harrison tells Barry, "We will soon catch the man in the yellow suit. I have a plan for it." Now it's clear that if the man in the yellow suit is talking about things from centuries ago, he must be after the tachyon device. But because Dr. McGee refused to give us the tachyon device last time, Joe, this time it's your responsibility to obtain the device from Dr. McGee by creating a legal case so that we can lure the man in the yellow suit with that tachyon device and capture him. And now everything proceeds according to Dr. Harrison's plan. Eventually, Dr. McGee agrees to give the tachyon device after seeing the legal notice. So we see Caitlin, who goes to the cafe to find Ronnie using a special device from her mother. But here, we, the viewers, find out that after the explosion incident, Ronnie has become a meta-human. But Ronnie has also lost his memory, refusing to recognize Caitlin and leaves from there. Seeing all of this, Caitlin feels very upset and goes back to Star Labs feeling very disappointed, reminiscing about the time spent with Ronnie. Meanwhile, the Star Labs team plans a proper strategy to catch the man in the yellow suit, and Joe wants Barry to stay away from these things because Barry is getting quite emotionally overwhelmed by all this happening now. So unwillingly, Barry agrees with Detective Joe and Dr. Harrison, and Barry leaves. And because tonight is Christmas, Barry goes to jail to meet his father. Henry tells him everything and starts to feel sad in front of his father. And now we are shown Iris and Barry tells Iris how much he loves Iris since childhood. But because now Iris is with Eddie, Barry does not want to feel sad for Iris. After that, Barry tells Iris, "If possible, forgive me." And then Barry leaves from there. Back in Star Labs, Eddie is also included in the mission to capture this meta-human because Eddie feels that Joe is hiding something from him. And if Joe didn't include Eddie in the Tachyon mission, Eddie would have reported Joe to his superior. So, out of compulsion, Joe had to involve Eddie in the mission. Now, everything goes according to the plan, where Cisco uses satellites to signal the man in the yellow suit that the Tachyon device is currently in Star Labs, and now Barry will digitally manage everything. So Joe and Eddie along with their team will capture the man in the yellow suit, while Dr. Harrison will instruct everyone what to do. Since everything happens according to the plan, the man in the yellow suit falls into the trap laid by Dr. Harrison. Then suddenly, there's a technical glitch in Cisco's system, which the man in the yellow suit uses to seize Dr. Harrison and beats him up severely. Seeing this, Joe breaks the individual security wall near the Tachyon device to save Dr. Harrison so that the man in the yellow suit leaves Dr. Harrison and is about to escape with the Tachyon device. Meanwhile, Caitlin, noticing the technical glitch, informs Barry, after which Barry also arrives there. Then Barry and the man in the yellow suit engage in a fierce fight, where Barry starts losing, but then Ronnie arrives and attacks the man in the yellow suit, flying back towards the sky. The man in the yellow suit finally says to Barry, "We will meet very soon." And then he runs away from there. And now we are shown back at the police station when Joe reveals the truth about metahumans to Eddie and tells him, "Flash is completely different, so stop hating the Flash, and I request that you do not discuss any of these matters with anyone." Eddie nods in agreement, and now we see in Star Labs, Cisco is worried about why his system is malfunctioning. Meanwhile, Dr. Harrison turns the conversation around and asks Cisco and Caitlin about Ronnie, and also promises Caitlin that he will soon fix Ronnie and bring him back to Star Labs. Since it's Christmas Eve, everyone, including Caitlin, Iris, Cisco, Joe, and Barry, come together, and then Joe reveals that when the man in the yellow suit and Barry were fighting, a mix of red and yellow lightning was seen between them, just like Barry explained, the one who took the life of Barry's mother, meaning that night, along with the man in the yellow suit, there was another speedster present. And who was that person? We don't know yet, but then Iris calls Joe there, and the conversation between Cisco and Joe remains incomplete. At the end of the episode, we are shown Dr. Harrison in his secret room wearing a ring with an electric design, which opens another secret door behind which the same yellow suit is kept that everyone has been looking for. So Dr. Harrison attaches the tachyon device to that yellow suit, and the scene ends there. So friends, if you want to watch the next episode of this series, don't forget to subscribe and turn on notifications so you can see the next part of this. Thanks for watching.